Hey YouTubers, I have here the Roni pistol / carbine conversion. It's available for Glocks, Berettas, Jericho, CZs, SIG, Springfields, Bursa Bull, HK, pretty much every model you can imagine. They have them for the M9 / 92F, pretty much anything. This one here is for my Glock 20. This one here is the Roni Recon model. This one here is the standard Roni, and this one has a stock, so it's subject to NFA rules on short-barreled rifles, which I didn't really want to contend with for this. So this one is the Recon model, which is pretty much identical, just without the stock. This model here is the Roni Recon G2-10. You can use this for the Glock 10mm or the Glock 45, which I do not have, but perhaps someday. And here it is right here. This is the Roni Recon. The stock version would have a stock back here. One thing to take a note of, as I said, it is illegal to add a stock to the back of this. It would be subject to the NFA rules. Something else to keep in mind, I had once thought about putting a foregrip here in front, such as this. If I were to attach this to here, that would also be a federal offense. It would violate the any other weapon and is subject to NFA rules. So do not attach a foregrip to the Roni. Now, I don't know as far as the any other weapon rule. I don't know if that if you can get a stamp or something similar to a short barrel rifle. Not sure exactly how that process goes, but not really all that concerned about it. Alright, the cool thing about this is there's no disassembly of the handgun required. You just drop it in. And to do so, you pop this, and you pop this, and make sure all the way out. This pulls forward, and notice the Picatinny stays there. It's just this that pulls forward. This pulls back and then tips down. And then here it is. Here's where your grip sits. Or excuse me, the finger guard forward edge sits here. The Picatinny rail fits right there, and it does require that rail in order to use this. So I don't think you can use it with Gen 1 Glocks. It has to have the rail for the stability, and then the beaver tail fits right back here. This slides over the slide, and I'll show you in a minute how all that goes together. As I said, it is mandatory that the pistol has the integrated rail below, or else it won't fit. It won't work in there. It has a upper flat top rail, and they also sell pop-up sights for this. Nice thing about that, it gives you a longer sight radius than what you would have with the standard pistol. And then if you don't want the flip-up sights, or in addition to the flip-up sights, you could put a scope or anything like that on top, and that's another one of the benefits to this. With the handgun, you have one accessory rail on the bottom. With this, you have an upper rail for sights and two side rails for lasers, flashlights, or whatever. And then you also have a bottom rail, which you can use for lights, lasers, whatever. But not a foregrip, because that would be illegal. And I say that with sarcasm. I think it's ridiculous that, I mean, rules are supposedly meant to protect us, and I can't see how putting a foregrip on a firearm suddenly makes it more lethal. But that's just me, I guess. And this will accept silencers as long as they're smaller than 35.5 millimeters in diameter. So, like I said, it will accept the silencer. And they also sell a quick release brass catcher that you can attach to this. And as I said before, it accepts the Glock 20, which I have, and the Glock 21, which is the 45. This front here is aluminum, and all the parts on the plastic is poly, and then everything else is aluminum on here. The screws there, the rails, all aluminum. It's just built very solid, which you can tell right away when you pick it up. It's got a little bit of heft to it, more so than a lot of plastic does. I mean, it's a very solid unit, very well constructed. It's going to last just as long as the pistol. You're not going to have to worry about any breakage or anything like that. And the weight of this by itself is 3 pounds. So like I said, it's not exactly light. I mean, it's not heavy, but you know what I'm saying, it's got some substance to it. Put it together, simply, I'll show clear. Simply slide this over, and you kind of notice it fits over the sights. Tells you which Glocks it can be used for, the 10mm or the 0.45. Slide this in, and then it does take a little bit of movement here. There we go. Got that in there. Then once you get that, to secure it, simply tighten the screws. And there you have it. That's the safety. Safety simply prevents your finger from getting inside the trigger well. You could touch the trigger from the side, but you're not going to be able to pull it back, especially with a Glock with that, with the trigger safety on there. The MSRP on this is $349, and you can get it from the Command Arms website. Thing to take note of, they do have a CAAtactical.com website. That's their international website. If you go on there, everything's going to be written in pounds or whichever country you click on. And they actually don't sell this pistol unit on the international website. They only sell the carbine version. So instead of CAAtactical.com, go to commandarms.com, and then that's where you'll find this. I like it. I got to fire it the other day, and I think it shoots really nice. The extra heft on here helps with the controllability of the 10mm, which isn't really an issue for me anyway. I don't have an issue controlling it, but some people do. So the additional heft on here makes a very smooth shooting handgun. It's got the ambidextrous charging handle, and it's has an angle, so it actually catches pretty nice on your hand, however you cock it, whatever side you cock it with. The safety is also ambidextrous. You retain the use of your mag release. Here's it, and it's locked to the rear position. Now, one thing to keep in mind with this. Now, it has this on here, and I'm assuming that is where you index your finger to grab. If you hold it like this, most of your hand is forward of the barrel. Now, I'm quite sure that if you keep your hand obviously out from in front of the muzzle, If you keep it anywhere to the side of here, I'm sure you would probably be safe. However, for me, I do not like sticking my hand in front of the barrel when I shoot. So for me, I actually hold it back here, just for my own safety. Which, the way it works out, when I'm shooting it, when the safety is down, you can actually put your palm right here and you're good to go. And you can actually use this hand to kind of, it indexes right on the safety and can keep it keep it forward, which it's pretty comfortable like that. So yeah, for me, I'm not going to stick my hand in front of the barrel. Now, a good option, and what I'm going to be doing, I haven't done yet, but I will be doing, is to buy an extended barrel. And then that would put it a little bit forward. I don't know if you can see in here. The barrel is, it's quite a ways back. So I would definitely recommend the longer barrel extension. So this is the configuration in its basic form. And here it is fully configured. I have a True Glow scope up top, Crimson Trace Railmaster Laser, Crimson Trace Railmaster Light. There are, of course, different ways you could configure this, but this one here seems to work pretty well. So I think this little handgun here, or the carbine if you have that, I think it's a good way to maximize a handgun, maximize its potential as far as like this Glock right here, a 10mm. You know, of course the barrel is the same size, so it's not really going to affect that, like any velocity or anything like that. Now I guess if I did put a longer barrel on there, it could, which I will more likely do. But I think what it does, it allows you to have a longer sight radius if you have pop-up sights, or if you have it allows you the scope, lasers, flashlights. It really makes for an excellent home defense weapon, personal defense weapon, whatever, what have you. A nice weapon to leave in your automobile. However you decide to use it, I think it makes a nice little weapon here. So, if you have any questions or anything, let me know. Semper Fi.